A flower does not think of competing with the flower next to it. It just blooms. Comparison, an invisible chain that binds us to an endless cycle of dissatisfaction. It's human to compare, yet this very act disconnects us from the beauty of our own journey. It's also one kind of shadow that follows us everywhere. In today's world of constant social media updates and polished success stories, it's easier than ever to fall into the trap of comparing ourselves to others. But this habit isn't harmless. It's a slow poison, draining our happiness and stealing our sense of purpose. What if we paused? What if we allowed ourselves to reflect deeply? Let's explore 7 profound truths that can transform the way we see ourselves and the world. These truths will guide us from the shadow of comparison to the light of self-celebration. Number 1, comparison breeds discontent. Every time we compare, we focus on what we don't have, rather than appreciating what we do. It creates a cycle of dissatisfaction where nothing we achieve feels enough. Think about this. The things you envy in others are often things they struggled to achieve. Their success didn't happen overnight. It came with sacrifices you may not even see. But by comparing, you overlook their hardships and undervalue your own blessings. Comparison is like pouring water into a sieve. It never fills, never satisfies. When we compare, we unknowingly place others on a pedestal while eroding our own sense of worth. But what is this worth that comparison undermines? Philosophers like Epictetus taught that contentment lies not in external possessions, but in internal mastery. Yet in comparing ourselves to others, we anchor our joy to things outside our control. The happiness we seek dissolves as quickly as it appears, for it is built on unstable ground, the fleeting perceptions of others. What would happen if we rewrote this story? Instead of seeing another's success as a threat, we saw it as a testament to what's possible. By shifting from envy to curiosity, we open ourselves to learning, growing, and redefining what success means in our unique context. Discontent begins where gratitude ends. To combat it, ask yourself, what is truly mine in this moment? Number 2, you see only the surface. Comparison is deceptive. We compare our struggles to someone else's highlights, but what we see is never the full picture. That friend with the dream job, they might be battling self-doubt. The couple posting perfect photos, they might be navigating unseen challenges. Everyone carries burdens, but comparison blinds us to their realities. What we see in others is rarely the full story. We see polished exteriors, but the labor, the sacrifices, and the silent tears remain hidden beneath the surface. Buddha once said, "The mind is everything. What you think, you become." Yet when we compare, we allow our minds to paint incomplete pictures, illusions that distort reality. Imagine an iceberg. The shimmering tip above water is enticing, but beneath lays a massive, unseen foundation. When we compare ourselves to others, we judge our entire being against this visible tip, forgetting that every life, including ours, is built upon struggles and victories invisible to the eye. The next time you compare, imagine the unseen part of the iceberg. Consider what unseen forces might have shaped that person's life, and what might lie beneath your own surface. Instead of assuming others have it easier, remind yourself, their life is as layered and complex as yours. Number 3. Your journey is unique. No 2 fingerprints are the same. Similarly, no 2 life journeys are identical. Your struggles, dreams, and experiences are shaping you into a person the world has never seen before. The question is not, am I doing better than them? The real question is, am I growing in ways that align with my values and dreams? What if I told you that your path is incomparable because it is yours alone? No one else has walked it. No one else ever will. The ancient Greek philosopher Heraclitus famously said, "No man ever steps in the same river twice, for it's not the same river, and he's not the same man." This is the essence of your journey. It is in constant motion, shaped by your experiences, thoughts, and choices. When you compare, you risk abandoning this singular journey for one that was never meant for you. Yet your unique path holds treasures that comparison blinds you to. Every stumble teaches resilience. Every detour uncovers hidden beauty, and every triumph reaffirms your strength. Instead of asking, "Why isn't my journey like theirs?" ask, "What makes my journey mine?" When you shift your focus inward, you begin to see the beauty in your own journey. Number 4. Comparison stalls your growth. When you're busy watching someone else's life, you lose sight of your own path. Comparison distracts you from your goals and leaves you stuck in a loop of self-doubt. Think of life as a marathon. If you keep looking sideways to see how others are running, you'll trip over your own feet. True growth comes when you stay focused on your race and keep moving forward. Growth requires focus, yet comparison scatters it. When we constantly measure ourselves against others, we lose sight of what truly matters, our progress. Lao Tzu taught, "When you are content to be simply yourself and don't compare or compete, everybody will respect you." But how often do we betray ourselves, seeking validation through external benchmarks? Growth is not about outpacing others. It's about evolving into a better version of yourself. Every moment spent envying another is a moment stolen from your own growth. Imagine a garden where a sunflower tries to bloom like a rose. It loses its essence and ultimately its beauty. Ask yourself, am I growing into the person I aspire to be, or am I chasing someone else's shadow? Number 5. Gratitude is the antidote. The fastest way to break free from the grip of comparison is through gratitude. When you start appreciating what you have, the need to compare fades away. Take a moment each day to list 3 things you're grateful for. It could be as simple as the sunrise, a kind word, or the strength you showed in a tough moment. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's missing to what's present, and that's where true contentment lies. Philosopher Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking." Gratitude transforms this thought into action. It anchors us in the present, reminding us that abundance is not about having more, but recognizing enough. Each morning, list 3 things you're grateful for. Let these small acknowledgements of joy become your shield against envy. Number 6. Celebrate others without diminishing yourself. Celebrating others is an act of liberation. It frees you from the chains of scarcity, reminding you that someone else's light doesn't dim your own. It's easy to feel threatened by others' successes, but here's a secret. Celebrating someone else doesn't take away from your own worth. When you learn to cheer for others, you cultivate a mindset of abundance. Success isn't a limited resource. Their victory doesn't mean your loss. In fact, supporting others often opens doors for your own growth. Aristotle believed that friendship involves wanting the best for the other. By celebrating others' achievements, we embrace this philosophy and nurture relationships rooted in respect and support. The irony is, the more you lift others, the more you rise. Life isn't a competition, it's collaboration. And when you celebrate others, you unconsciously teach yourself to celebrate your own wins too. Number 7. You are enough just as you are. Finally, the deepest truth: you are enough, not because of your achievements, possessions, or the approval of others, but because of your existence. Existentialist philosopher Jean-Paul Sartre argued that existence precedes essence. We are not defined by external labels, but by the choices we make. Your worth is intrinsic, unchanging, and immeasurable. When you embrace this truth, you no longer seek validation through comparison. You begin to see yourself not as incomplete, but as constantly becoming. Stand before a mirror, look into your own eyes and say, "I am enough." Let this truth sink in. Life is too short to spend it measuring yourself against others. Instead, measure your days by how much you grow, how deeply you love, and how courageously you live. The world doesn't need another version of them. It needs you. Your journey is not a race to win or a test to pass. It's a story only you can write. Stop comparing, start celebrating, because the world needs your light exactly as it is. Stop comparing, start celebrating. If this message resonated with you, like, share, and subscribe. Let's celebrate life together.